Hi, this is the first video of the nursery facilities. Hi again, we are now in the nursery facilities. You have seen in our videos the piglets in the farrowing facilities and the management we are doing with 21 days of age when we move our piglets to the special nursery, pre-nursery facilities, okay? And here you can see the piglets after weaning day, okay? This is maybe because you can see this situation. The piglets are very quiet and maybe you can see coughing from the piglets, but it's not dangerous for us. It's a bordetella because we have isolated several times, okay? And it's only 2 or 3 days after the weaning day. And after this period, this cough disappeared and we have a very good performance. We are very close to 400 grams of average daily gain here, and we are in a 1.5% of mortality during this period. And we send our animals to the finishing facilities with 21 kilos of weight. Okay, here you can see the piglets and you can see the facilities are normal facilities, but we have 2 parts. This is one of the parts of these nursery facilities, and in the other part we are working with nets. In the last video of the nursery facilities, I want to tell you about this feeding system because we are able to weigh the piglets, to weigh the feeds, and we are able to change in a very long period of time the different feeds, and we are able to avoid problems like diarrhea in our piglets because the transition of different feeds is very long, and this is perfect when we are talking about some problems like think outside planet, and we are able to do a very long transition and avoid problems when we change the feed. Okay, these are the piglets, one of the 4 rooms of the piglets we weaned yesterday, and this is the quality of the piglets we weaned. Okay, you can see the different piglets we introduce in groups, okay, with the very good, the best conditions as possible, with a very good heat control, with the water, with this drinker that for me is one of the best drinkers to start with the drink intake, and with these different feeder systems to try to keep as soon as possible the first feed intake to avoid the neonatal diarrhea. This is the second video of the nursery facilities. This is the second part of the nursery facilities, and here I don't want to show you every week, but here I want to show you the first week. If the previous video was about the piglets that arrived yesterday, this is the piglets with 8 days after the weaning day, and I want to show you this week because for me it's very important because we are separated our piglets from the own mothers to the weaning facilities, to the nursery facilities, and it's very important how these piglets start to feed, and the management we are doing with the several feeders, as I said to you before, to try to keep as soon as possible the right feed intake and obtain the best performance in this period of time. For me, it's one of the most important periods of time. When we are talking about the farrowing facilities, this period is very important. Around the farrow in the first 24 hours, maybe 48 hours, when we are doing more or less 100% of the movements with our nursery sows and the cross fostering and the split nursing and a lot of management. But here for me, one of the most important periods in the nursery facility is from the weaning day until the first week. This is the third video of the nursery facilities. Okay, here you can see the third part of these facilities. We are in the third week after weaning, okay? And you can see here the quality and the health status of our piglets. Okay. You can see here the feeders. I explained you in the last video of this part how we are feeding our piglets to try to improve the performance and reduce the economical cost of the feed. What is always very important, but maybe more in this moment with the very high price of the feed we have in this moment, at least in Spain. less we introduce 25, 27 piglets in every individual room here, and in every bar, in every room, we have 8 groups, and more or less we are trying to introduce 200, 225 piglets, depending of the piglets we win every week. But we have 4 rooms to introduce piglets every week in these facilities. Now, in the next video of this part, when we are talking about nursery facilities, I'll show you the other facilities we have, because are new facilities, and we have improved the environmental conditions for the winning piglets. This is the 4th video of the nursery facilities. Okay, these are the other facilities, the new facilities, and here you can see that we are working with the nest to improve the environmental conditions of the piglets. Okay, and here you can see. Okay, for us it's very important work with the light too, to improve mainly in the first 2 weeks after winning day, to improve the feed consumption and to increase the average daily gain. There are several studies about that. And okay, here you can see the piglets with 18-20 kilos before go to the finishing facility. Okay. Okay, this is the last video of the nursery facilities. This is the last video of this part, of course. Okay, I want to show you the feeding system. This is the 5th video of these nursery facilities, and you can see, okay, I walk close to the window. You can see here the different silos we have. We introduce every feed in every silo. Okay, you can see that for us is very important the cleaning, because we are able to avoid the entry of rats and birds if we have a very good cleaning in the outside too, in the surroundings. And here you can see the feeding system. We are able to design different curves for our animals, because here we weight every feed, and we are able, as I said to you, to work with a very long transition between every feed. We can introduce different percentages of different feeds, and we are able to work perfectly without think outside, because we have a huge problem when we are changing every feed, because we are doing with this machine with the different percentages, and we can do this change as long as we want, sometimes 7 days, sometimes 10 days. Of course, we are able to feed every feeder in a different curve. For example, when we introduce our animals in the rooms, we introduce the smaller ones, the medium ones, and the bigger ones in different rooms, of course. And with the number of the feeder, we are able to introduce different curves, and we can feed perfectly depending the age, and of course, and the most important, depending the weight, because it's very related with the feed intake. And this is with this system, we are able to avoid problems. For example, we haven't any problem with the think outside manage, and we are able to reduce the cost because we are working with different feeds, and we are reducing the cost because we are able to introduce a starter 2 in our curve, and we haven't any problem when we send these animals to the finishing facilities. And this is the main reason for what we have a very good numbers, a very good performance of our animals. Here, excuse me, because the computer now is switched off, but in the computer we can observe perfectly the different curves of the different animals, depending the feeder and depending the weight and the age. And it's very important for us, because I think that every day we need to control more things in the farm, because every day we are not able to use several strategies, several tools, like think outside, like antibiotics, and we need to work better in the management and to try to control all the things is possible to avoid problems in the piglets, in the newer piglets, in the sows, and in the weaning piglets.